What's going on, guys? Mike Mertis from Gamer Logic here, and this is a video response to HWC1218's video about crossover fighting games. And I actually found his video by going through SNES Mapper. Both are very cool channels. Check them out. I will put links to their channels in the video description, and you can also check them out by going to my main channel page. They'll be in my links down there as well. Now, I'm going to briefly summarize my history with some crossover fighting games just because this will take forever and I'll blab on forever about them. So, I've played all the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games, and most recently I've played the third one that came out. I've always found them a little too chaotic. I've never been able to get into them very well, and especially the last one, I just felt really out of place with it, and I tried to sit down and learn the system, and it just didn't click with me, so I left it pretty quickly. Now, Street Fighter Cross Tekken that came out not too long ago, I enjoyed that, but I think the main reason I enjoyed that so much was because I had the opportunity to play with my little brother on it, and he picked it up at the same time, and we really kind of got into it. We saw it at the Midwest Gaming Classic right when it first came out. We were like, you know, we want to pick that up and learn it, and I also had it on my MAME arcade machine, so it was an authentic arcade experience, and it was very fun to play. What other crossovers do we got? Man, there's a ton of them. I know there's the Marvel versus DC Universe. I never played it. It never really appealed to me. And that's about it. Now, I know a lot of favorites for people are the Capcom versus SNK 2. The first one isn't too bad, and I do enjoy Capcom versus SNK 2. But I'm going to pull a 180 here and actually say that I enjoy SNK versus Capcom over that. And why? It's because the game itself is very easy to pick up, it's very easy to play, and not that the 6-button control scheme is hard for any of the Capcom games, but this was taking Street Fighter and putting it into a 4-button control scheme and making it work, and I think it worked very well. The sprite animation for the game was fantastic, it looked great, it played great, and there was just something about it that oozed cool that to me, Capcom vs. SNK didn't. For whatever reason, I think Capcom vs. SNK, you kind of just took, okay, here's the SNK characters, and they threw them in. Where SNK vs. Capcom, rather, they took the time, they really had to take their sprites from Capcom and make them original, make them have that SNK feel. And even all the little dialogue chats between the fighters and stuff in the beginning, where, you know, right before the match they'd kind of taunt each other and talk about each other and get into the fight. I think it added a little bit more depth to the crossover than, say, Capcom vs. SNK did. And it was just a really enjoyable game. Now, I first played it on the Xbox when it came out to Xbox, and then I played it via MAME. Now I actually have it for my Neo Geo 2 slot, and I play that, the arcade version of it a lot. So, very enjoyable. And as far as crossover games in general, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think it's interesting anytime there's a crossover, especially in comic books and stuff like that. And there shouldn't be that much hate for them. You should really give them a chance before you play it and find out if after playing them you don't like it or not, rather than just deciding that, yeah, it sucks right from the get-go. So that's all I got for this one, guys. SNK vs. Capcom. Check it out if you haven't. Thanks for the awesome video response, HWC, and I'll see you guys soon.